Nice. Do you have any place you want me to go specific?
Nice, right around.
Down here in Mexico? Oh, sounds nice. Yo, my car's way more responsive.
Yeah,
That's
yeah,
what I was
you have
telling
like,
you.
you've got, what's the word here?
Rigidity?
Well, you got coilovers. I'm on like 280,000 kilometer struts. I think they're all leaking completely.
Yeah,
And-
honestly, I remember when I had the wheels, the big Corvette wheels.
Right? Do you feel that 1.6?
Yeah, man, that 1.6 she pulls.
That's right. Like you've driven a 1.6 before, I assume.
Yeah, minus.
That's why you can handle it.
I
got
know.
mad
You know,
experience.
when I went from the 1.5 accent to the 1.6, massive difference.
Huge world.
I
Absolutely.
honestly, so many times, like I had to make sure the tire pressure's right, like that Beamer guy.
That's right.
You know, because that half PSI or 0.1
We
PSI.
send you over a curb.
Yeah, you could easily. So, yeah, but when I put the Corvette wheels on, it was like night and day. Night and day.
My favorite spot for mad GoPro action was right on the roll bar. Actually, it's where we would have mounted it, and you just see it forward.
Let me ask you, did
Yeah.
you do anything whatsoever, like change your flywheel or anything?
No.
Because your throttle
Is mad light?
is mad light. Way lighter than mine.
So there is actually OBX headers that the guy I bought it from, he got this car right out of Florida like 10 years ago and then drove it here in Canada. Then I bought it from him. And before he went to sell it, he had like, you know, whatever, rust on the exhaust. So he got OBX headers from, I guess, eBay, and then complete new exhaust. We're not talking like stainless, but just like the stock thing you buy from like an exhaust shop. So the headers do sound nice.
Did you ever hear my accent? We'll go for a ride after.
All right.
The cone sounds mean as hell.
I would just do it just for the noise. I do like the noise.
It did also improve a little bit on the throttle response.
Yep.
I don't think it actually gives you any power. It probably loses power.
Yeah.
But
exactly.
it sounds so legit.
You feel the steering?
Definitely boat feeling, yeah.
It just needs the, well, you're running on like one frame brace on the left side and no frame brace on the right side. So I have to weld the other
It's
one
okay,
together.
I always only turn left anyway.
Yeah, it's a NASCAR. That's what I'm setting it up for.
It'd be nice if you had some roundabouts.
Oh, we're pretty far from a roundabout. That's the problem.
I love, I have to for work, I have to go to roundabouts.
Yeah.
And right now with the winter tires, if I just throw the car without handbrake, without anything, just throw it, the ass will come out.
Nice.
Like,
within reason.
Within reason, of course.
Right.
But if it's raining, and when I had the handle for the Hydro E,
yeah,
I could legitimately drift the whole roundabout. It will just drag its ass like a dog.
The big problem with the owners of like 92 or whatever Miatas is that oil pressure gauge is an oil pressure gauge. It's not a fake one. So usually most cars, it just kind of stays in one spot. That moves as you give it throttle and stuff. So you always like look at it and like, am I actually at the right oil pressure? And it always weirds me out. I'm always having to like check it, like, why do I have this gauge? I should just get rid of it.
Is it boost?
You'd be my boost gauge. When I first bought this, within about like 2 weeks, Goran and I went to BMW club race, like, no, not race, like a time, I don't know, like cone dodging is what we did. So we went cone dodging with the BMW club, and we get there, and these guys are mad legitimate, like fireproof suits on some of these guys, I'm not kidding. They had like all their prep cars, and we get there, and everybody's brought their jack and brought their torque wrench, and they're checking like their wheel lug nut torque, and Goran's like, "Do you do it?" I'm like, "Yeah, man, they're good, like from the factory." Like I didn't have anything. So we asked to borrow it, and like the tire pressure was off by 5 psi across the tires. So we were complete amateurs. I think everybody was just staring at us.
What are you doing? You're trying to kill yourself? Trying to roll? Like you can't be messing with the tire pressure like that.
They only let me on for, I think, we only got like 2-3 laps, and then they said I had to come off because like I really didn't have a proper roll bar. I just never went back until I just bought this roll bar this year.
You were making your own, if I remember.
I did. I started my own design because I have a 3D CAD model of the Miata and most of the mount points. Like I've measured them out pretty accurately. So I started my own design. Honestly, I can't use it as reference because it's nothing like the one I want. Like those diagonal things just get in the way when you're trying to check like a blind spot. Like they annoy me. Mm-hmm. And then where they mount with these bucket seats, I lose like about 2 inches of travel. Yeah, up here on the right. So my roll bar, I'm trying to make it match both, what do they call it? SCCA, which is like the Sport Club Car Compact Something Association.
Will this thing drift if I drop it?
Nah.
No, not even close.
No, it's got no balls. It needs to be.
Open diff?
This is the viscous LSD.
Ooh.
So it's not a very good LSD. No, it's all worn out and tired. We're in the rain, it actually does fantastic. And I have had it like once in the snow. The brakes, you'll notice, are extremely hard. There's no
yeah, there's no give. No, nothing.
It's just literally like pressure of your foot, and you barely have to move it a few millimeters once it actually locks.
Where do you want me to leave this bad boy before we move that E46? And also, you're gonna drive my car, so we can have this a full-on
why don't you do
experience.
That's right.
I can park it there temporarily.
Yeah. Just over on just in front of your car, actually. So I bought this cute ass sticker off of eBay, and I'm at a Timmy's. Like I went out for work just to get like coffee, and I come out and I saw this like sticky note right underneath the cutest sticker. I'm like, what the hell? So somebody wrote like something like cute car, whatever, wrote their number, and I'm like, what? So I texted it right away.
Yeah.
And it turns out to just be some dude who thought it was like a girl's car. And I'm like, I told him, I'm like, that's a ballsy move, but like not interested. He thought it was funny. And I'm just like, you didn't even know that it was a girl's car. Like you just assumed.
Yeah, people have that about certain types of cars. I remember in high school, people used to say that about Integras. And I always thought Integras were pretty f***ing cool. Oh, that is...
Let's get that.
Oh, that is
Let's
so
get
cool.
that.
You ready?
That's right.
That is so cool.
Oh, it's so
I
fun.
want flip-up headlights so bad.
You in the daytime, you use that to just override them.
What does that do?
Flip yours. So you use that just to override them.
So you can just have them
Up if you want them. But that's how so I've removed the plastic. That's my cooling. If I start to overheat at the track, what I do is I turn on the heat to the dash, like up here,
yeah.
And then I bring up the flip-up lights, and it honestly, just going around a little bit, eventually the car starts to cool off with all that extra airflow.
Do you want me to make your dash with LEDs like
I do want that, actually. That'd be pretty sweet.
That'd be pretty awesome, man. I have it RGB. I'll show you that as well.
Like Mustang RGB, like the new ones?
No, like the LEDs off eBay with the remote RGB. I'm gonna show you. Yeah, it's amazing.
Sick, I'm down.
Yeah, because it works with the car. It's red. It fits the car. It's mean. I like it. It's much easier on the eyes than anything else.
Shall we trade?
Yeah. I'll be the camera guy.
The selfie stick guy?
Miata.
Oh yeah, I need one of those.
Yeah, man. Central locks. Did you hear that?
Central locking.
Central locking, son.
So Miata it's a soft top.
Yeah.
And I never lock it because what ends up happening is somebody, like a crackhead, wants my change. They're just gonna like rip the soft top, and then I'm gonna be out like a $400 soft top.
Oh yeah, that's right.
So I just leave it open, and like I invite anybody to just don't ruin my soft top. If you want to have a soup kitchen in the Miata, like it's small, and you know, you can go ahead. Pretty sure we're the same engine. I have to.
But you notice how my throttle is not as responsive as yours.
I really like the intake. That's hilarious.
Oh, the sound is phenomenal. Wait till you rip it. Also, by the way, I have the instrument panel out of the 1.5.
Right.
So the red line's not at 6. It's actually at 6.5. So you're constantly going into the red line when you're driving the car. It's amazing. You feel extra awesome. It's like an S2000. It goes over 9,000.
9,000.
Over 9,000. Hold on. This Miata life right here. Cute.
That's right. It's really
So
dusty.
Cute. You're really dusty, but really cool. Go down the same road. Yeah, you see how my instrument panel's red?
Yeah. Are you gonna wow me with your
LEDs?
Yes.
You pull over, I'll show it to you.
My question to you is, how do you call this a race car if this throttle is just so sloppy? You need to have that Miata throttle.
Yeah, that throttle is mad quick on yours.
I'm thinking we have the same block. I don't know enough about this, but I'm pretty sure, as I said, is that mine's a Mazda BP something 1.6 head or block, and I'm pretty sure that's what you have too. Because I know Miata guys will get blocks out of like Hyundais and Kias, and then just switch the head so that it can work on like longitudinally whatever mounted engine. I did not know it extended that much.
Oh, it does, absolutely.
That's it. I'm gonna just play around with the noise.
Yo, when you get over to the 80 zone,
yep,
then you can rip it all the way through the red line, so you can hear it.
That is extremely hard suspension.
Oh yeah. Try doing the left and right. You see, there's no plate.
No, you got no body roll.
Yeah, that's with
actually
winter tires.
Oh, you actually just make me want coilovers like right away. This is amazing. What kind of intake is it? Like you just have a thing?
$20 fake knockoff K&N off of eBay.
That's amazing.
Yeah, it's phenomenal. This right here, going in second gear all the way through to 6,500 RPM. That's amazing. That's actually, I've never really realized that it would be that nice. It sounds so good.
Yeah, I'm gonna do this.
Here, roll up the windows. Slow down, there's nobody behind you. Get yourself to like 50.
Yeah.
And then drop it in second and pull it. Because a second will go all the way to 80.
And that is a speed limit and very legal.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, we are on an 80, if anyone's wondering.
On this private road.
Yes, this is a closed circuit.
I really like the, whether it's upshift, just blipping the throttle from like shift point.
I love my gearbox. It's nice and clicky as well.
Yeah. How many K on that is? Do I believe those Ks?
No, those Ks are absolutely wrong. It's not 100,000, whatever that is. Well, I am guesstimating 230,000.
Right?
It runs mint. There's absolutely no issues with it. So
I've never really met a Southeastern European immigrant that did not have a car with its original kilometers. Like it's always been, oh, that's not the original kilometers. No. I mean, like there wasn't much, but I guarantee.
Do you know the story of why that even happened in the first place?
What'd you do?
I wanted the cluster from the 1.5 because it's a black background instead of the white background.
Legitimate.
And also, for some odd reason, they did this fluorescent thing. AC current powered fluorescent cells that power the backlight on the panel. And it's like that ugly green, sort of like what you have in your Miata, but like that's different. That's just bulbs. And I know this panel because I used to have a 1.5, like I said, and I know it's just bulbs in the back that you can swap with LEDs because I've done it in the past. So I was like, all right, I'll do this, but I'll make sure that I do it right. So I took out the panel and I started disassembling it. In the process, broke one of the needles off.
Right.
And I was very upset about it because it was the fuel needle.
That's the worst one.
Yeah, so then I decided to just scrap the whole thing and I threw in just the whole cluster like that. And I said, we're doing this live. I don't care, whatever. It's this car is gonna die with me anyway.
That's how most mods, they start off with good intentions.
Yeah, like I don't think I've ever owned a car that I sold to anybody after. They literally just go through a life cycle with me.
So.
Yeah.
Oh, did you open a sunroof?
Yeah.
That's sick.
I know, it's got a sunroof. This car is killer.
And it doesn't leak?
No, not yet anyway. So
every sunroof, like in every taxi back home and even like what anybody drives, is they had the sunroof up there, but it's been like silicon sealed around.
Oh, just completely like giving up on even trying to fix it?
They don't even fix it. They just like, I don't need a sunroof, and then they just seal it in. Okay, I'm gonna make some comments. The suspension, I'm noticing like the bouncing, not side to side or anything.
Constant, front
back
to back.
and forth.
Do you know why?
Yes, bounce frequency.
Okay.
Do you know why? Because you have clearly have a different theory, so tell me.
My theory is this. I have the fronts on soft and the rears on stiff because I didn't get around to disassembling the whole back to actually adjust the stiffness. You know, like these are fully adjustable coilovers. So
can you adjust both high speed and low speed like dampening, like the compression?
No.
You can just, it's just one dampening set like thing. Like
pretty certain. Like
one knob.
It's a thing that you slide in and then you turn it. Yeah. So.
Okay. Bounce frequency between the two springs. So what'll happen is you're going to go over a speed bump on the front of the car. The front of the car, front axle is going to hit the speed bump first. Okay. So it's going to bounce. Then the rear axle is going to hit the speed bump and it's going to start bouncing because of how far apart the springs are. So remember, front axle gets hit first, rear axle gets hit second. By the end of it, by the time the rear axle has passed the speed bump, both springs should even out in their bounce and stop bouncing at the same time.
I see.
So if you have the same springs in the front and the rear, they're going to be off time because clearly the front's going to stop bouncing first, then the rear's going to hit, and then because the rear's bouncing, it's going to make the front bounce again. You can't have the same springs front and rear, no. They have to have a different bounce frequency. This should bounce slower.
Yeah.
and that should bounce faster because so as this spring is starting to slow down and even out, the rear just then gets hit and therefore needs to stop bouncing by the time sooner than the front, so then they level out. So what you're doing now is you're hitting here and it's bouncing in the front and then hitting the rear, and then they're just never leveling out. And then as you go over to the littlest bumps, you're just constantly doing this because they have different frequencies.
I like the effect of a jet ski.
Or no, they have the same frequencies. You want different frequencies.
I always like jet skis. Let me show you the LEDs.
Oh, and you have a proper e-brake. Where's the Hydro E?
Right here. I took the handle off so cops don't ask me questions. Dude, I have a massive handle for it with 2 bolts that go right there, and it's amazing. It's absolutely, it's so good. But like, I'll slap it on like when it rains or when snow comes. Oh my God! We're gonna be sliding all day. Grab the thing out of the little. You'll see the remote in there.
Which one is it? The quick button or the slow button?
Any of them, whatever you want. You can pick a color. Yeah, you can do whatever color you want.
Oh, so it's actually got color range. Like this all comes
it's RGB. I told you.
That's actually pretty cool. See, I think this one is fuchsia, and I can see the red line. But when I went to this color, there's no red line.
Oh yeah, but because that's a filter essentially, right?
Oh
the color is just the front foil, if you will, colored foil.
Can it do like the seizure and like blink?
Oh yeah, absolutely.
How do I do that?
On the bottom, you've got. Let's see. Yeah, you've got flash. That's the seizure.
Oh, and then you press the slow and fast button?
Yeah. You want to go quick. Quick. Come on. There you go.
Do you ever drive
you
this on?
You could do this.
That's actually really nice.
If you want to trip balls. I mean, it just depends what you're into. If you're just looking to like trip balls, or if you want to go stock Yugo.
Yugo?
You know, that greenish yellow.
Yep.
I mean, a lot of the time I want to go Volkswagen, so I go with this.
Now, if you want to do the true Volkswagen, like I feel the LED bulbs have to start to die out and you can't tell like what your trip computer's at. That's the way to do it.
See, I go with the red because it's so nice on the eyes.
True, it is nicer.
And it suits the car.
How many dates in do you show this to a girl? Like
first date always.
First date. Like
first date, this is how I got my current girlfriend. I showed her the lights and she was done.
That's it. It was over.
Panty dropper right there.
And it doesn't scare off any women, or it's just like if a girl doesn't appreciate it, you don't go to a second date?
No, if you can't appreciate my handiwork with the LEDs, you're just not worth it.
That's right. Yeah. Let's go, I'll show you. So right there, check this out.
Why do you have aluminum foil everywhere?
Sound deadening. It's so loud.
It gets loud in the trunk at times.
that's the complaints I get, actually. And I don't want any noise getting out. Like this is sound deadened. You can't hear anybody knocking on that, right?
Yeah, that's perfect.
So what I've done, this is 3M like sound deadening. It was expensive, and I'm not buying it again. So what I went is did my own. You know, like.
Why did you do it on the Miata, not the Beamer, though?
Beamer's actually really quiet. I didn't.
You get a lot of noise.
Just road noise, just the car shaking. Like I know it's a soft top.
You know how bad the road noise is?
Yeah, I was just. You've taken the seats
I took out the foam from inside of the walls of the car.
That's so.
We actually had a fire in the car one time. We were welding the arches, right?
And you burned through the foam.
Yeah, and then it caught on fire, and it was the whole thing. Yeah, that happened.